Anyway, let's chat more to Shebahn Aherne, who's back with us to talk about football rivalries following the eventful North London derby.
It's interesting, isn't it? The North London derby feels like, off the back of yesterday, how it's grown again in terms of a derby and a rivalry. So it's a bit of a derby rivalry mashup at this moment in time. We wonder if the North London derby is now the best rivalry in English football.
I'll still go Manchester United Liverpool now.
I would be inclined to
agree
with you.
Liverpool, mate. I know it's not a derby, but you know, Liverpool Everton's a derby. But I still the rivalry.
The rivalry is so much passionate hate there. Also,
massive.
Arsenal United.
I'm going back to my year again, Shebahn. It was big for the fans, the North London derby. But in terms of the games itself, it wasn't our biggest game. No. It was always Arsenal-Manchester United at that era. Yeah. But I still go Manchester United-Liverpool over the years, the rivalries between both clubs.
And Natalie, as well, over the last few years, the growth between Liverpool and Manchester City, because the two of them were fighting for the top, that became more of a rivalry as well. And as teams start to strengthen, like Newcastle, other rivalries they may have in the Premier League in the coming years as well. But Manchester United, you would say Liverpool United
I think that's a big one. I mean, look, of course, Man City now, Liverpool's quite big now because over the last few years they've been competing with each other. You can go smaller. You can go back to like West Ham, Millwall. You won't probably beat north of the border, will you? Rangers, Celtic. I think that is the biggest one, isn't it?
And
I would say so.
In football.
It has to
would
be.
you, Shebahn, agree with that?
Definitely, I would say every single time that is the best. The Old Firm derby is just the best rivalry that you can get. But it's so much hate still there. Now you're not getting fans at the stadium, etc. either. But North London derby still would be up there. But would you still keep United, Arsenal, Liverpool, United up there above them? Nah?
I think, and I mean, I'm like you were saying, with back in the day, United and Arsenal, when it was Sir Alex Ferguson and Arsene Wenger, you'd go toe to toe, and it was brilliant. They were entertaining, and it was, we can't forget some of the scenes with Keown and everything that was involved. I think when you talk about rivalries, I still hark back to those days. But I think in terms of a derby this season, I was so looking forward to yesterday's North London derby, and it just felt, because of the quick progression of Spurs, and I know it's still very early days, but just from what we've seen of them already under Ange Postecoglou, that's why I was excited for it. And I'm less excited for other derbies at this present moment, just because I felt like these two are actually quite even coming into that.
I think
which made it intriguing.
A very good point. Some of the other derbies that were deprived of, you mentioned West Ham, Millwall.
West Ham, Tottenham's a big one.
West Ham, Tottenham. Newcastle, Sunderland is something we don't see
yes,
really anymore.
Of course,
Villa, Birmingham.
Yeah.
Stoke and Port Vale. Apparently that's
That's
chaos. That one.
Did you mention Blackburn, Burnley?
There you go. You've just done it now.
That's another big one. I have a friend who is a Blackburn fan, actually works in the office every now and then. I see him sometimes. He would always be like, we're playing Burnley, I can't stand them. So there's that. It's funny, these little rivalries that we do know about them, but we don't realise unless you're a true fan of those clubs. I think that's a big one.
You just mentioned there, Sunderland, Newcastle.
Yeah, we don't see
because North East is
don't see it so much
hotbed of football, isn't it? And look, Sunderland doing well at the moment. It might be. Hopefully, we might see that next season if they go up. Sunderland.
Well, we've had a couple of texts in already. We mentioned Sunderland, Newcastle, Burnley, Blackburn will always be a big derby. So, lots of people getting involved. Well, let us know. 8 10 89.
The best derby.
What are we missing here? Because there might be even derbies that we're not quite properly aware of.
And rivalry, like who does your team hate? Just because they might have been better than you at one point.
Who do you hate, Shebahn? You're a Man United fan, aren't you?
I've got lots of love.
A Man United fan? What is it? Liverpool?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I was trained.
How
I love everyone. Is it Liverpool?
It's so easy to get that out of you.
And Rangers has to be. If my dad's listening, that has to be.
Swansea, Cardiff, someone's just texted in with.
Course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep
you coming
Natalie,
into us.
Who's your
QPR. QPR, I'm not a fan at all.
She raised her nose and snarled there. I've never seen you like that, Natalie.
Do you know what it is, though? It goes back to the 60s of when they tried to buy out. I know, but it goes back. That's how it's ingrained in you, isn't it? It goes back to the 60s when they tried to buy out Brentford, essentially, and so that's why it's
Forest Derby is another one. Forest Derby.
Oh, see? Look, keep them coming in, but put your name... Oh, my gosh.
Ipswich, Norwich.
Non-stop. But no one's putting the names on them. Put them names on so we can read them out properly, so you get your name check as well.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.